Hi, today I want to talk to you about risk and what risk is and what matters and what it means and how it affects us. I want to start off by quoting an American writer. Her name is Erica Jong, or Jong. I'm not sure exactly how she pronounces her name. It's Jong. She says, if you don't risk anything, you risk even more. I want to talk about that. In terms of risk, people that skydive, jump out of airplanes, or do rock climbing, or things that risk their lives. We deal with risk every day in our lives, and specifically in our decisions that we make or the decisions that we don't make. But I want to talk about where she says, if you don't risk anything, you risk even more. Because it's really important when we think we're not doing something because I don't want to take on the risk. There's the risk of not doing something. The outcome of when you don't take a chance, when you don't take a risk, when you don't proceed through what's in front of you, that the risk of that outcome could be even worse than the outcome if you took on the risk itself. I think in terms of risk, in terms of our finances, risk in terms of our happiness, risk in terms of our security, risks in terms of our circumstances, whatever they may be. We want to avoid risk, but you can't. Every day has a series of risks, and we have to open our eyes, we have to understand them, and we have to deal with them. We need to approach life. We need to approach the things that we face. We need to approach all the circumstances and all the events and all the decisions that we encounter, we have before us, with an idea that we need to be aware that there's risk. We also need to be aware that there's a risk if we don't do something, if we don't make a decision, and weigh it in its total, weigh it in its entirety, rather than looking at it from a one dimension. Well, if I do this and it goes wrong, then this is what's going to happen. You also have to look at, well, if I don't do this, what's the potential outcome? What can happen or what won't happen that I want to have happen. And we need to look at that and make our decisions. And I want to tie this back to a previous discussion that we've had where we talked about fear. And fear is just a manifestation of us trying to deal with risk. Right? We're fearful of something in front of us, and we're the risk of we're going to lose this, we're going to lose that, we're not going to get what we want, we're not going to be happy, we're not going to be safe. We have to understand that it's all about managing it. And how do we manage it? We have to retain our own ability and authorities to make our own decisions. We have to be aware of the circumstances that we're facing. We have to be aware of the facts, have to be aware of the realities, have to be aware of all the things that go into making that decision. Life is about risks and about taking the right risks and making a mistake from time to time, but picking up the pieces and going forward. Not taking any risks, as the writer Erica Jong said, is actually even risking more. So let's remember that the next time we're faced with a risk, what's the risk if I don't take this risk? What's the potential outcome? What's the result? And then make our decisions with eyes wide open, with all the information that we can get our hands on, and do the best we can and live the best lives we can. Until we meet again, God bless you. Take care. Bye.